colonialism. I'm going to have a homie on by the name of Alyx. Hey, what's up, guys? His Instagram name is I Love Dirt. So we're going to have, he's from Sonoma County. We're going to talk about his Wappo tribe that he's trying to get recognition of in Napa County, a couple other things. Yeah, so it should be a good conversation. Hopefully we get him here pretty soon. Thank you for everyone that's joining in so far. I'm just burning some sage before we start to hopefully encourage our mind, body, and souls to go the right way. So just give me 1 second as I invite Alyx onto the live. So hopefully he'll come on and give us a good conversation today. Hope you guys are doing good. Again, this is Burn the Wagon. We're here to burn the wagon. There's capitalism, colonialism, and patriarchy. Uh-oh, he's unable to join the live. All right, let me try one more time. Hopefully we'll get him in here pretty soon. Hope you guys are having a good day. Again, if you guys want to pop in with any questions when he pops on here, that's totally cool too. Yeah, just help us get a conversation going. Burning some sage for you guys. Hope you guys are body, mind, and souls are going good today. Hopefully we get him invited in here pretty soon. Yo, what up, Alyx? Are you able to join the live? I'm going to send you another invite right now. What the hell? Does it say why you're not able to join the live, Alyx? God damn it. There we go.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. All right, cool.
Right on.
I just want to do a little prayer before we get going, and then we'll get started on the questions that I got for you.
Cool, sounds good.
I just want to send love to anybody out there that's suffering from domestic violence issues. I want to send love to anybody that's suffering from mental health issues. I want to send love to any of our ancestors that have passed on to the spirit realm. I want to send love to any woman or non-binary person that is forced to give labor to a child that they weren't ready for. I want to send love to yourselves for being here today. And lastly, I want to send love to our precious Mother Earth as I'm on the Amamutsan territory here in Santa Cruz. So yeah. So today on Burn the Wagon, we're going to have Alyx on today, talk about Wappo heritage, Wappo culture, getting that those voices amplified, because my mom is half Wappo, so that's something that I want to get connected to as well, because I only grew up Pomo. So let's give yourself an intro and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get going from there.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Ikali Kame, everyone. I'm Little Duck, or Alyx Howell. I'm a member of the Michoa Wappo tribe, right here, local to Sonoma County, Napa County. So I didn't necessarily grow up on the res or even knowing that I was Native. I didn't know I was Native until about 5th grade. That's when my parents brought me up to Lower Lake, or Middletown, actually, and introduced me to my grandparents, great-grandparents. So once I met them, my father was detached from the family young, so that's why I didn't know them growing up. But once I met them, it kind of sparked an interest in me. So slowly I started paying attention to things and listening and trying to learn. And then by the time in high school, I was just a normal high school kid, effing off, drinking, partying, doing the stupid stuff. And never really got in too much trouble, but knew I wasn't doing the right thing. And then one time I had one of my dad's girlfriends at the time was an elder. She laced me up with some good knowledge and told me to find my path. So at the time I was going through some stuff, and I did. I found my path. And ever since then, more and more has just kind of kept coming into my life, more little opportunities to show me who I truly am, where I really come from. So I think I was like 18. I ended up getting these books. It was the ethnography of the Wappo tribe, the language of the Wappo tribe, and all these different things. And being a kid who didn't grow up in the culture, I'm holding these like I don't know why these came to me. I feel like I need to pass these on to somebody who can use them. So next thing I know, our tribe gets a hold of us. They contacted us, and we enrolled with them because they said they've been looking for us for a long time. So we actually, Creator had everything planned. So we got back in contact with the tribe, and first tribal meeting I went to, I brought those books. And come to find out, the tribe had the rest of the books, and the few that were, out and floating around were the ones that I had. So there's like a complete set that we have now. But since then, my cousin Desiree has been able to get language classes going and, learn a lot more knowledge and stuff about the old ways and things that have kind of been lost and forgotten. I know a lot of the elders and stuff do know these things, but like I said, I didn't grow up around them, so I didn't know anybody to go to. So I kind of took it upon myself to learn as much as I could. And once I got enrolled and started meeting my family, I started getting brought around to all these different tribal events and ceremonies and things like that, and really started getting into it and understanding why I'm here, what I'm doing, And so growing up not on the res and stuff like that, I had a lot of opportunities, which is a good thing for me, I guess. But as I got into the native culture, I realized that I can use the skills that I have and the things that I've obtained to help others and to, extend that opportunity to the rest of the people who don't get it. So it's been my mission to kind of bring it to the res and bring everything that I can do to the native community. All the stuff that I have, in my grasp, I want to extend it to the people who have shown me how to be such a good-hearted person. Because in reality, I learned all the good skills the other way, but I didn't learn how to really hold myself as a true man until the native teachings came along.
Wow, that's amazing. What's crazy is I'm the opposite. I feel like I grew up on the res, and I took it for granted. All these ceremonial things, all this language, and like the elders would try to speak to me, and they'd just be like, "Oh, there's, I don't want to like learn the language, as a little kid." But now I'm like, man, I should have learned every bit of the way, because like if I would have started when you were like your age, like you did as a high schooler, and you had that passion, I would have been holding those things. Now I'm like a baby steps walking through learning the language and stuff like that. But man, that's amazing that you started at such a young age, 18,
I mean, yeah, I had to go through a lot of rough times to kind of get lost to be able to find my real path, though. That red road was not anywhere near where I was, and I had to, separate from my life that I knew and figure out the other side, figure out the other way.
I'm
really
on that.
Myself.
I'm on that too, because I'm freshly 2 years and 8 months sober. So I'm like, and like you said, somebody gave you the inspiration to find your path, and I barely found that like in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? And like I can't begin to think about life before if I this is the path now, is learning language, passing on to other people. Learning ceremonies, like all that type of stuff.
Exactly. And then nowadays, everything. Well, it's been happening forever, but the reality and the weight of everything kind of almost disappearing and becoming extinct. Like as I look through and try to research stuff, it's hard for me to find stuff about the Wappo tribe. So the reality is it kicked in hard for me. So everything that I find, I want to teach and share and make sure it goes on, because that's how our native lifestyle stays alive. It's up to us to keep it alive. So we have to do that.
Absolutely. And going into the future, everything's going to be on the internet or YouTube, and that's what it's like. My goal with this is like somebody will hear these conversations, and hopefully like down the road will be able to reach out to us eventually, or be like, man, I'm trying to reconnect too, or I'm trying to learn this too. Like I barely like say maybe the same situation would happen to you, is like my family is a part of this tribe, and I don't know how to like reach out, and I've been kind of scared, but like this video made me want to do it.
Yeah.
And one thing I was thinking about, is there like a reservation or anything for the Wappo people?
I think there is. Yeah, it's up on like I want to say like Healdsburg area on Dry Creek Reservation, I believe. I've never been there. I'm not sure. I've heard about it a few times. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't know any of the family up there. Like I said, I haven't been up there. I haven't got to encounter or meet anybody yet, but soon, someday soon.
Yeah.
I know it'll happen. At one point or another, I'll get up there.
Yeah, because another thing I was thinking too, because a lot of those tribes in that area, they do the same like dance like the flicker bird. You guys do the same, or is
Yep,
that the same thing? All
yep. We're Kuksu dancers.
okay, and then the feathers on the back as well, and then like
Yep.
the deer horn up top.
Well, we just got the top knot off the back,
Oh, okay, okay.
the top knot, and then the three quivers off the side. Well, that's for big head. For bird dances, I don't think they have the regular stuff. We do a lot of the same stuff as Pomo and Miwok.
Do you dance as well?
Yeah, I just got into it. Just freshly got into it. I still got to make my riggings, but I'm getting there.
I'm on a mission, and I'm on a mission to do that too. I used to do it as a kid, but I never ever had it. I was like my cousin used to always give me the one that he didn't use anymore. You know what I mean, or whatever. But like I really want to get back into it because I've been
Right.
seeing people's videos on the internet and like the stuff that you guys do and man, I'm just like I got to get back out there. It's a feeling that when I hear that clapper clapping and those voices, those singers and that rock, man, it's a beautiful feeling.
Right. And for me, that's how I could. That's like the same feeling of when I used to work out a lot and have to release a lot of energy. I'd have a lot of pent up energy inside me. I feel like I'm kind of a beast sometimes. And that dancing helps get rid of that, helps really calm me down. It pulls me back to my ground. It helps me to be the human I should be and not some wild animal. So that's my grounding for sure. And then
Absolutely.
how it helps all the rest of the people, because like we know, dancing it helps us transfer our energy and share share that protection throughout the people, throughout the area, and also help the spirits bless each other, bless all the people, all the relatives. So
And getting out there and
that's
stomping in the dirt with your bare feet is like feeling that earth, feeling Mother Earth. And it's usually at night and like I'm a cold person, but when I was at a powwow the other day and like man, I just was like I didn't even care. I was almost it was like 12 o'clock and I almost like took off my shoes and started just getting my feet in the dirt because it was like I don't even care, you know what I mean? Because like I mean I felt that fire, I felt everybody just the medicine of everybody, you know what I mean?
exactly. You really get into the connection of it. That's yeah, that's what saved me.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was watching your Instagram story the other day, and there's somewhere in Napa that was given back to the Wappo people. Let's talk about that a
Well,
little bit.
yeah. It hasn't necessarily been given back, but I had a guy contact me and he had an idea. He's a white dude, but he's an artist out of San Francisco and stuff like that. And he mentioned to me how there is a lack of indigenous representation in Napa Valley, and there's basically nothing of the natives until you get into a museum or like try to find it. Right, nothing's out there in the public for anybody to see. So he came to me asking if I would help create a learning center or some type of art kind of walk center place that would bring people in and we can teach and share the ways of our ancestors. So I said, yeah, I'm all about that, especially in Napa. I grew up in Napa and Santa Rosa, kind of back and forth. So those are both my stomping grounds. So watching those towns change and then kind of seeing, having the opportunity to put our knowledge in nowadays, I was all about that. So we are doing a learning center. There's going to be like little posts, little like 4x4 posts with QR codes talking about the plants, but it'll basically link you to a website that's going to be indigenous ran or native ran. Um, all the information will be from the native community. We have full control over it. The man who's kind of had the idea basically said he wants the native community to be the face and the work. They want us to do the job the way we would do it. So it's an opportunity that I haven't really seen anywhere. Most of the time, the cities and the counties all want to have their say and everything like that. This time, they're kind of backed out. They said, go ahead and talk about what you want to talk about and say it. So I'm saying it. And I'm hoping to get the Miwok, Pomo, Patwin and the Ohlone people all involved in this, since we were all the surrounding, closest folks of Napa Valley. And still got to get in contact with a few of them, but it's still in early stages of planning and stuff like that. So trying to figure it out. So if anybody on here, hears about that and they want to tap in, hit me up.
So we just got somebody that commented, let's keep in touch with the native plants that would like to learn more.
Yeah. That's what I'm all about.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. And this is in Napa, right?
Yes, this is going to be downtown Napa at the Oxbow, like right at the Napa River, basically. They have a whole bunch of fancy restaurants and yuppie stuff all over the place, and there's a channel where the river flows, obviously, where when it floods, it's the flood channel. So it's kind of, it can get damaged, but we plan to kind of keep it like a really natural naturescape. So it's okay if it gets damaged.
Yeah.
We're trying to teach how Earth does its stuff, so trying to show us how we need to be out of the way and let things grow to be healthy and happy. So, and then my whole thing with the project is, yes, there's going to be QR codes and websites and all that, but I personally want to do this to be able to get kids hands-on outside, barefoot in the dirt, touching the plants and learning about the plants, seeing the fish in the water, really getting excited about stuff. Because online and the websites and internet and stuff like that, you'll get excited, but you really get a long-term life skill when you get hands-on with things and actually get to be a part of it instead of just watch.
Yeah, and it's nothing like getting this, like you said, feeling the dirt with your feet, with smelling the aroma of the flowers of each plant, feeling the water, feeling the dirt, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And I honestly hadn't realized that that Napa was a place where the Wappo people resided at one point in time.
Yeah, it's more like a gathering place. Like our furthest southern village was in Yountville, which is like 9 miles north of Napa. But because Napa was really tidal water, it was where brackish saltwater would come in and start to or where the fresh waters would flow in, and the saltwater line kind of stops right there. So at high tide, the brackish water floats up the Napa River a little bit. So traditionally, I don't think the people would be hanging out around that spot unless we were coming to gather some shells or certain things at certain seasons, coming down to visit maybe summertime or whatever it was. So we were up a little bit north in the valleys towards the mountains and stuff.
Oh, okay. I see. Because I know here in Santa Cruz, the Amamutsan tribe, they don't have any lasting members of their tribe that live here in Santa Cruz on their own ancestral land, which is wild to me.
Yeah. That's like part of Napa. Everybody thinks the Wappo people are like right from Napa. We held it down, we traveled everywhere. So we had trails through the spot, but we didn't necessarily live right in the town. But we were part of the original descendants of people there, obviously with Miwok and Patwin and whoever else would be there at the time. But yeah, that's the same thing. I'd say I don't know of anybody besides myself who was living in Napa who was Wappo.
Wow.
Then again, there could have been people that I never met or weren't into the culture, weren't into stuff. It's hard to say.
Man, this is crazy because like my whole life, my mom was always like, "Pomo Wappo," and I'm just like, I never we never even like ventured down the path of like learning about that like side, or like she has there's some family members that she knows from that side, but like it was never like, let's learn, because we grew up and she still is Christian, so it's like, and I'm trying to kind of like break that little cycle of because I don't believe in that like organized religion, it's a little bit off for me, but yeah, it's but I want to be that one that breaks the cycle of like, okay, that Christianity, it stops with me, and I want to kind of get more in tune with spirituality and like things like you're talking about, earth and like stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's funny. I'm like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's kind of funny. I'm like the exact opposite of that. My family wasn't Christian or anything, so I didn't have any religion growing up, but I'm the one who's breaking the cycle to get back into spirituality. Like for me and my dad's the one my native blood comes from, and he had pride in it, but never enough to go and learn anything. So I'm teaching him now, and that's like, you know, breaking that generational curse, because his father was the same thing. He was a fighter and a thief, a bunch of stuff like that back in the day on the res. They're just causing mayhem. So it's up to us. You know, it's my turn to change that and
Yeah,
make our name stand for something better now.
get that connection back to your family and back to like we were talking the other day. Get our people connected again. You know, because
Yep.
and that's what the amazing thing
Exactly.
about the I'm seeing on Instagram and stuff right now. Everything is a lot of at least my feed. You know, and a lot of native creators are on TikTok and Instagram and just all over the place and just showing love to each other, and it's dope. You know what I mean? Um, and that moves you on to like a bunch of amazing people getting together and doing the salmon run. Where did you guys
Right.
start and where did you guys end?
Yeah. So, you know about the runs for salmon. They start it all the way at the top of Shasta. They start at Panther Meadows at the spring. They ask that everybody else don't go up there because it's sacred spots. But the chief, you know, they go and say hi to their water source, California's water source, and they start there. And they'll carry prayers all the way down through the McCloud River, through the lake, through Shasta Lake, and then down Sacramento River. And then once they got to Highway 20 this year, the Pomo brothers, Pomo and my cousin Desi, they shot up Highway 20 because Cache Creek would come down from Clear Lake into Sacramento River at Highway 20. So they shot up 20, brought the prayers from Sac up Cache Creek into Lakeport, Lake County area, and then we gathered up at Lower Lake, Anderson Marsh, and then carried down the prayers through the valley of Morgan Valley Road. We were kind of in between Pewta Creek and a couple of the other watersheds that fed into Berryessa, Lake Berryessa, and that watershed got dammed up from Lake Berryessa in like 1950s, but it was a salmon run. Chinook salmon used to run up that river, and basically anywhere that there's a redwood tree high above, like up in the elevation, the salmon and steelhead used to come up to that spot because redwood trees nutrients, those nutrients in those trees are needed. They have to come from the ocean, and salmon and steelhead bring that nutrient from the ocean up. They're the only fish that actually migrate all the way up to the top of the watersheds, and once they die off after spawning, their nutrients can spread to those trees. So we basically are trying to pray to the waterways and pray the salmon back to their homes. And we're going to every different spot where we know they should be and trying to lay it down and, you know, shake the ground, wake up the old ones, and see what we got to do to help heal the earth and bring things back. So we did that at Berryessa, and then got to actually dance at Lake Berryessa, which I'm not aware of people doing for a very long time. So we got to bring that ceremony back to the lands, and then traveled down Pewta Creek. And I didn't get to finish it with them, but I had to go home and go back to work and all this. But the brothers and the warriors carried the prayer down Pewta Creek and met back up with the Runs for Salmon at Discovery Bay or Discovery Park, one of those, in Sacramento, right there on Sacramento River. So we kind of did our little Pomo Wappo loop back down to them, trying to bring our people into that prayer journey.
Man, and it was a biking, running, and then kayaking as well, right?
Yep. We didn't run. We biked from Lower Lake up through Knoxville into Lake Berryessa, and then paddled across Lake Berryessa, and then paddled down Pewta Creek. So
Man, you guys got to be working out.
oh man, it was a trek. It's definitely hard work, but you'd be surprised what spirit can do, man. It
You're
carries
right.
you. When you're in that prayer, when you're in that zone, it's something else.
I was checking out all your guys' videos, man. That looks fun, man. That looked really,
Yeah.
really fun to be a part
Yeah,
of.
it's cool. It's a good time. It's a good time. We welcome anybody to come, you know.
Absolutely, man.
Whatever
And
gets fit.
hopefully next time I'll get work off and go to that.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you guys do it once a year, correct? Every time the salmon
Yes.
run.
Yep. They do it. Uh, I'm pretty sure they do it in July, the whole month of July. It used to happen in August, I believe, but then they kind of moved it back. Some other stuff, you know, things happen, but I'm pretty sure July is the whole month that they do the run.
And you were saying that the salmon give nutrients to the redwood trees.
Yeah, they bring nutrients to the bears, the wolves, all the different animals because once they die off spawning, those different bears can grab them, eat them, and they actually help spread that nutrients around the forest and all that. So that's why the whole like getting rid of the dams thing is a big cause, like big situation, knocking all the dams down to keep those salmon runs happening and to keep those fish going up to their natural habitats because truthfully they are the reason the ecosystem is the way it is. They are like the start of the ecosystem. Without the fish, everything goes. So.
And somebody just said get rid of the PG&E hydroelectric plant built by Pillsbury too.
That's right. That's what we're talking about. We gotta get rid of all that because like Pillsbury, the Eel River is a salmon run, salmon river. All of them are pretty much all of them. Like if there's a spring, and that's basically how you know if there's a spring-fed creek, river anywhere up in the mountains, salmon are heading up that way because the springs, the minerals in the springs are, I think, could be wrong, I'm not sure, but to me, it feels like they're like DNA print. They remember the taste of that fresh water where they were born, and that's how they know where to go after they've traveled through the ocean the whole time. Because the salmon will go back to its home river if it's allowed. Like if it has the ability or the chance to, it will swim all the way around the ocean, well, actually up to Alaska, back down, and then go back up to the same river it was born in. So they're kind of like they hold down their area. They work for their place just like natives do.
They're loyal to the soil.
They're loyal to the lands, exactly. So they got a job, and they go all the way out, feed the whales, feed all the different stuff in the ocean, and then if nothing catches them out there, they make their way all the way back up these rivers, spawn, die out, feed the lands, and then reproduce. Helps the next run go down. So they're powerful fish, and learning about their lifespan and their lifestyle kind of helps us, check ourselves and go, damn, we might have a little bit more of a place here, we might have more duty on this earth rather than just taking and using, you know what I mean?
Is there the Run for Salmon has an Instagram, correct?
Oh yeah, they got an Instagram, they got a website, it's runforsalmon.org. Check that out, get in touch with them. There's a whole little school curriculum for kids to learn. There's a bunch of stuff. It's a great thing.
That's awesome, man. And you really spoke the language pretty well. You said you've been practicing learning since you were 18, correct?
I've been trying, but yeah, I got so much stuff going on. I wish I spoke it really well. My cousin can speak pretty good, but we're all still learning. Just like it all feels like baby steps. I don't know much. I know a few words here and there. I can introduce myself, but I want to say it. Like I would love to meet an elder and ask if I'm actually saying it right. I'm still not sure. I'm just kind of going from my heart, so it feels good for now.
Man, no matter how many times I say that shit correctly, my mom's still like, "You're saying it wrong."
Right.
I'll say it exactly how she said it, and you're like, "No, see, you're still saying it wrong." Like,
you gotta hold your teeth like this, or put your tongue in the back of the mouth. Or you're like, dude, I'm pretty sure I did that, but whatever.
And what was your? You said did you introduce yourself in your native name as well? What was that?
Yeah, it was Little Duck. Kaya Kutia.
Kyle Kutia. I'm.
It's Kaya, and then Kuti, and then a little dot, and then Ya. So it's Kaya Kutia.
Okay, I'm trying to take back because I was named in the roundhouse like traditionally by my elder Lorraine Lewa, and I'm trying to take back that name that she gave me. It's Red Hawk.
Yeah.
Chiatas. Oh. So like I'm trying to take that back, and then every time I go out and introduce myself, I forget. So I'm like,
keep practicing.
Yeah. I need to really just like get in tune with it because like I lost it for a little bit, and like now that I'm practicing the language, it's certain things are coming back that elders used to say when I was a kid, and like you used to say just like randomly around the house or kicking it with the homies, just like randomly. And like, oh wait, I remember I was saying actual like our language. I was speaking our language, and I would say those words. That's cool. It's just pretty trippy. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to leave this any time for any topics that you wanted to bring up, any like big issues for your people that people can check out, or any of those books that you're language books that you want people to learn about, you know, any part of your culture or your people that you want people to really to learn about, we can talk about right now.
All right, yeah. Well, I mean, as it is right now, all I really want to express and put out there is to kind of give power to all the youth and the people who don't think that don't really have anything going on. They feel like they're a little lost or a little up in the air. Get yourself outside. Go find what Creator's got out there for us, because that's what the earth is what teaches us. We can ask and learn from other people, but even today, a lot of people are sometimes lost and miscued themselves. So if we are feeling good and in a good mind state, and we're sober and we're happy and good people, and we go out into the earth and we sit there for ourselves, the teachings can come to you too. So just like you were saying, people might tell us the sound is wrong or this and that, but if we're out there and it comes to us out there when there's no one around, who's to say that that's wrong? That's spirit talking to you. That's the energies giving you that little heads up. So that's kind of how I've been traveling this red road. Is I didn't have really very many people to go ask questions from, so I kind of just went out with a good heart, open-hearted and vulnerable. You got to put that ego aside, and you got to really question if you're doing things right. And if you don't know, then just go out with the best intentions you have. And as long as you have good intentions in your heart, you're gonna do good, and that's what's gonna bring you strength and bring you courage to keep fighting through this world and this craziness. I encourage everybody to get back to your roots, learn who you are, learn where you come from, learn your elders' ways, whether you're native or not. Everybody is indigenous from somewhere, so everybody has an old root culture of their own, and just because we're here living on Wappo native, Pomo native land, stuff like that, you don't necessarily have to be one of us to live like we did. We all live on this land, and that's the way the land asks us to take care of her. So it's up to all of us to live in this way, and that's why I'm trying to share this with as many people as possible. Native or not, the earth is needing this healing. People need to heal, but the earth needs to heal first before the people can heal. So it's a big goal here. I don't want to do anything selfishly or to disrespect anybody, but I ask that anybody who wants to help learn or help get into teaching or learning your old ways, just get out there and do it, and then be the best you can.
100%. And vulnerability is huge. I'm glad you said that, because I'm learning that. Being vulnerable in situations and just being like, I need help, or I want to learn, or man, it's huge. It's being vulnerable has brought so much into my life, honestly. And like, I really appreciate you coming on, because like, man, I just learned a lot from you, and I what you're saying and how you're saying it is just like, I really feel it. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, just like you come with an open heart, and you come ready to. I really love that, and I really thank you, and I really want to connect with you in person one of these days.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity to be here, man. I thank you a lot for having me on. I was nervous coming on here. I was like, man, I've never been interviewed or anything, but I appreciate it a lot. Much respect to you, and I'm very thankful for everything that you do. I've been watching all your little videos and stuff. It's cool. It's exactly what we need. We need to get fired up from each other like this. We got to see it and learn from each other. That's what's going to help us. And then, like you said, connecting in the future, definitely. We'll be in touch for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yahui, thank you.
Oh yeah, Hayakai me on. Thank you.
Awesome, and thank you everybody for joining too. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everybody.
All right, man. You have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too, bro. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too.
Later.
All right, you can go ahead and just hit that X in the corner. All right. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate everybody commenting. If anybody ever wants to join me, definitely hit me up. Thank you for following. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. If you know anybody that wants to join me, definitely link them up with me. I got a YouTube. I want to post this to YouTube too, so please subscribe to the YouTube page. And thank you guys very much. Yahui, Yahui Yake Apede. Thank you to the creator. Thank you to you, and peace and love.